Here we go. I thank you for that wonderful reception. You know, I'd marry this audience, but you know as well as I do, after the monologue, we'll have irreconcilable differences. And it'll break up. I'm Johnny Carson, the Idi Amin of comedy. I don't kill my jokes. They all die accidentally on the way out to here. Incidentally, those of you watching at home, it's 11:30 p.m. Do you know where your dog is? You look like a plantation owner tonight. You do, like you're working in jungles of Burma or something.
Really?
Certainly, very nice. I have a late report from the newsroom.
Uh-oh.
King Kong has just kidnapped Elizabeth Arden and is demanding electrolysis. Film at 11. I'm in a good mood today. You know why?
What?
We have finally got what we need out here. A really beautiful day. We have rain in Southern California. Ah. Wait a minute. Not a lot. Yeah. It was a strange sight walking out today and hearing my lawn go, ah. My lawn must have been thirsty. Sucked up 3 blue jays. The cat and the neighbor's kid disappeared right into the... How much rain did we officially get?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? Not enough, you're right. Yeah, it was kind of drizzly, but it almost panicked people here in Southern California. They ran out and reported unidentified flying objects. Actually, it caused a panic in Sacramento. The switchboard lit up in our state capital, Sacramento, was swamped with telephone calls to Governor Brown. All from people saying, now can we flush? I've never seen so many people out here thankful for a rainy day like this. I understand as a gesture of gratitude, a group of people sacrificed a goat on Mark Spitz's lawn. All right, they didn't. No, the whole day has been loaded with good news. Not only has California finally gotten some much-needed rain, but I just got word that the NBC commissary has run out of everything. It's one of those days where everything is going. Why am I doing this? Like I'm trying to start a fire or something. It's not cold in here. Well, what's in the news today. Do you see that coffee may go to $4 a pound? That's right. It's almost $3 a pound now. They think by the end of the year, $4 a pound. Now, there are reports that Brazil has been accused of holding back coffee off of the market, right? And you read today that Texaco, they accused the Texaco company of withholding natural gas, something like 500 trillion cubic feet. Everything seems to be holding something back that's valuable. How come they never hold back red dye number 2? Or mercury? There seems to be plenty of that, but they never hold back on that. That's known as a social commentary joke, which have been known to get intelligent. Yes, that's true. Why don't they hold back? It's not laughs, it's just intelligent, heavy breathing. President Carter just completed. He has been in office 1 month. You know, he said the toughest part of his job today was getting Amy from behind his desk. Maybe you didn't see that picture in the paper today.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. It made most of the papers. You must have seen it. Big picture, and little Amy Carter is sitting behind the president's desk in the Oval Office. And I understand she picked up the hotline, called Prince Charles in England, and asked if he liked younger women. And believe it or not, and you probably won't, while Amy was sitting in the chair, a little 9-year-old Korean boy slipped into the Oval Office and slipped her an envelope of Monopoly money. See, there have been some, but the president did hold a, nothing bothers me today. It's raining. He did hold a press conference today. He wore a blue suit and a red tie instead of a sweater. The reason he wore a blue suit and a red tie, he's really auditioning for a Dean Martin roast, I understand. The reason he dressed up like that. What? What does that mean?
Comic rule of 3.
Comic rule of 3. I broke it again, huh? Okay. President Carter said also that he wants to invite the heads of every nation to meet him face to face, and that way he wants to meet all our CIA agents all over the world at one time. Because, you see, some of the heads of state have been accused. Did you read? Of course you didn't. Did you know? Did you see? Did somebody tell you? Have you heard rumors that President Jimmy Carter borrowed Harry Truman's old sign he used to have on his desk? Remember the sign? It was a little wooden plaque. Harry Truman had it on his desk. It says, "The buck stops here." Carter borrowed that, but I understand it's just temporary. Jimmy Carter's having one of his own made up for his desk. It says, "Honk if you love grits." Oh, we're friends again, okay. What else is happening? Violence on television is a big... We have very little violence on this show. I mean, we're late at night. We're allowed so much violence at our time of night. But the PTA is alarmed that violence is affecting children. And the networks, they say, are starting to cut back on the amount of violence that children will be exposed to. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready for some of their shows for next season. They're redoing a very famous Western. They're going to do it from non-violent standards now. It's called Pillow Fight at the OK Corral. See, that way there won't be any violence in it. They're also doing a non-violent remake of The Godfather for television. It's going to mean Happy Columbus Day, Charlie Brown. Will be that one. And in the opening, see, I wish I was armed like the guard over here. In the opening episode, have you ever seen SWAT?
Yes.
Well, they got to cut down on that. Yeah. So what they're doing, the SWAT team will be dispatched to get Morris the cat out of a tree. That's as violent as they are going to get. And as violent, I'm going to get violent in a moment. The networks claim they could eliminate 75% of all the violence from television if they just eliminated one show, the 6 o'clock news. Okay, what else is new? The Howard Hughes will thing, I can't even keep up with it anymore. Have you followed it lately? It's incredible. Some man delivered, he says, to Melvin Dumar the will, and Dumar took it to the church. And now they say another will has surfaced on a handwritten memo by Howard Hughes. And it said, "If I do not write another will in 5 years, this is my will." It's very confused. I get the feeling that Howard Hughes didn't die. He paid somebody else to die so Hughes could watch Ice Station Zebra in private. That was his favorite motion picture that he watched very often. Wish I had a trade. You can work with your hands, you know, like a shoemaker. Where are the old tradesmen coming from? Here's an interesting... a statistic that was in the papers today. I found it fascinating. I hope that you will find it also not only fascinating, but perhaps amusing. Did you know there is a greater incidence of suicide among dentists than the average person? Well, now, that doesn't sound particularly funny, but the reason is they say that dentists feel that their patients fear them, and that makes them very depressed. So you have a lot of dentists who are depressed, and apparently they can't handle that pressure. I have a dentist that feels that way. He very depressed. He once wrote a suicide note on a little dental mirror. It took him 2 hours. You know, that little teeny thing that they looked at, that small mirror. And then he got terribly despondent and tried to drill his wrists. Very sad case. Okay, tonight, on our show, did you tell them who? Of course you did.
Yes.
We have Mr. David Steinberg. We have Itzhak Perlman, a great violinist. We have Mr. Jack Douglas, crazy writer. And from the San Diego Zoo, with some strange animals, Joan Embry. So thank you for coming. We'll be right back after this word of interest.